And the first tier, we're going to go bottom to top, is called the season ends in week 18. Now, in general, we're not saying these are predictions exactly. It's just where they're at right now. But I just decided that these 8 teams, it would be very surprising if they made the playoffs. In the NFL, we're selling hope at this time of year. And so when I think hope, I think you got a chance to make the playoffs. And look, the teams on this list, they have a chance. But to me, they are the 8 teams, how I would categorize it. If they made the playoffs, I personally would be surprised. Number 32, the Patriots. Wow, sad times. 31, the Panthers. Number 30, Giants. This isn't nice music. Number 29, the Broncos.
I think music is perfect.
Number 28, the Titans.
I like how you said that. Titans.
I dropped that T often, so now I'm trying to make it.
I like it.
The Raiders are 27. Commanders at 26, a little higher than I would expect it. And 25, Cardinals a little higher than I would have expected. So maybe I'll start there. You guys are a little higher on the Commanders than I was when I looked at all of our boards. That putting them in 25, like
when
why?
When another team in your division also appears on that list, it just makes it a little bit easier.
Okay, that helps.
Yeah, the significant gap there, and I already said I was irrationally a little too high on the Washington Commanders, and I'm sticking with that. A couple of those teams are significantly below where I had the Commanders, and so that's it.
You had him 25, by the way, and Cynthia had him 24 overall. So you were pretty much aligned. I was the only one. Yeah, I had a bottom 3. Because I just look at everything but Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin and think, I don't know. It doesn't look very good. And the defensive tackles and maybe the coaching staff as a whole. I like Dan Quinn like as a whole and maybe on defense. No, I think as a guy who maybe can
he's not
bring
on
a
the
team
field.
together. Yeah.
I think I'd flip the Broncos and the Raiders.
I'm glad you brought up Broncos.
Yeah.
You were on the sideline for the Broncos.
Preseason. But I would flip them, and I also went to Raiders camp too, so I've seen them both live and up close and in person. But I think I would flip the Broncos and the...
I actually had the Broncos much higher than the two of you, which surprised me. You had them second to last, Patrick. You were in between me. And I didn't think I had them that high, but I guess, Patrick, you're not really buying or feeling the positive preseason vibes. I feel like no fan base in the entire league has better vibes just based off the last month, where suddenly they think they are contenders.
And most importantly, the last 3 weeks of those months.
Yeah.
Because when I was at Broncos training camp, it was not pretty. It was decidedly not pretty. I remember on this show, I said I thought Jared Stidham was going to win the job. I told that Cynthia. Cynthia was like, no, Patrick, this is Bo Nix's job. And apparently, Bo really got a whole lot better after I left, and I'm glad that he did. But I still don't, just looking at the rest of the roster and the way things are, it's tough for me to have them that much higher than everybody else that we had in that group.
I think that the thing that the Broncos have going for them is they're all rowing in the same direction this year. They're a really young team. They're very they decided to be Bill Parcells' model. They have big pass catchers. They're all huge. Don't even let their names fool you. Little Jordan Humphrey, he is massive, right? So all big receivers, big targets. Greg Dulcich is back, who a Sean Payton offense executes best when there's a really great tight end, and Bo Nix listens to what his coach wants him to do and does it. Huh?
Sure, as opposed to the last quarterback. Yeah, it could be an upgrade.
But he's a Hall of Fame, like Sean Payton, one of the best to ever
great.
Do it, right? So.
Absolutely. Vance Joseph, just hasn't had a defense in a while. Not
listen, you put a white corner in, and I love you. Riley Moss, baby.
He might be
Do it, Riley.
Cooper DeJean to
I think he will. I haven't seen Cooper DeJean.
Starting lineup, yes.
But Riley Moss actually played really, really well. It was really impressive to watch. And I mean, Pat Surtain is quietly should be getting paid. Quietly not saying all the things that...
Yeah. Sean Payton, when he's asked about Patrick Surtain, is a little cagey that, hey, he kind of is he's got to prove it to me. Then he's downing a year ago. It's just a small thing. I have to admit, though, Patrick, I hate this. This is the problem with the preseason, because I was very down on this Broncos team as just they're not talented enough.
They're fun, though. They're having fun on the sideline.
And this whole vibes thing, plus Sean Payton is just...
I'm telling you.
He can't lose more than 9 games.
No.
It's just kind of been proven
Okay.
so far. And even last year he did. And so then now it's Now I kind of see it. So I was the one who ranked them higher than you guys. I just had them like 24th or whatever, but I just thought, okay, maybe they're just going to be 7 and 9 again. Maybe I was wrong, but I hate falling for the vibes in this month.
Okay, but the run game, you don't have to fall for the vibes, but the run game and stopping the run are two. Baron Browning
Okay.
starting the season, not injured. There's a lot of good things going on. I mean, Malcolm Roach came in there with he's like the most fun. I want to have a beer with him.
Broncos employee. I get it.
I'm just telling you what I saw firsthand, and it was good things. And by the way, fantasy players, we do fantasy, whatever. Javonte Williams looks great,
Yes.
and so does Audric Estime. Audric Estime, Notre Dame, his biceps are the size of like tree trunks.
Nick Shook like.
They look like Nick Shook's arms, and he's not as tall as Nick Shook. Nick Shook's much bigger man than Audric. I'm like, geez,
Which
that
is
man
even more impressive for Shook that he's
Sure.
he's got the pythons like that at his height.
It's incredible. It's incredible, but it's anyway.
Beside the
He
point.
finally didn't wear a tank top on our Sunday night show. And
Why?
It was nice to me. Let's talk Titans before we get
Let's
out of
do
this
it.
group. By the way,
Uh-oh.
let's just rest in peace.
Titans.
New England Patriots, just that, okay, they're dead last and they're the Vegas favorite for the first overall pick, and everyone's just like, yep. I had them 20. I had them fourth to last, Patriots fans out there, but these two guys.
Whoa.
I had him
two
last
folks had
before
them
I saw
dead
the
last.
offensive line in the preseason game. I wish there was a 33.
The one thing I'll say about that offensive line is almost none of those players are going to be playing the same position in week 1. Now, that's a problem in itself,
Yes,
but they were trying something and
didn't work.
it didn't work.
They're just not showing us any. Let's put a positive spin.
Yeah, extra cagey.
They're not showing us anything. You know.
I like their quarterback better than a lot of this bottom tier. I will say that. Like I said, Cardinals, Commanders, Raiders. Yeah, Cardinals getting a little bit of love up towards the top of this. Raiders, Titans, Broncos, Giants, Panthers, Patriots. Let's just talk Titans very quickly because I feel like they are the team I have not talked about.
Yeah, they
more
get
than-
like lost in the sauce. Like I feel like I don't hear as much about them either.
I am hopeful that Brian Callahan and his pops can create watchable
Papa
offense
Callahan.
because of the offensive line just improving that much. If you go from 32nd, 31st offensive line to 13th or 14th through scheme, then suddenly the guys they have can look a lot better, and Will Levis is a little fun. Do you have any hope for the is there anyone in this group, by the way, where you think they do have a playoff chance, a real playoff chance?
I'm trying to remember the group again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say that they have no chance. Like,
Yeah, not no
we're
chance,
gonna
but
play-
you would be surprised.
I would be significantly surprised. I have them just behind a few teams that I also don't think are going in the playoffs, but I don't think
Titans.
they're not in my bottom tier where it's like
Mm.
I would be shocked.
Yeah, look, the Titans, if they can, I just have a lot of questions, right? Obviously DeAndre Hopkins not playing in the beginning, like that's a big loss, big target there. It's a Calvin Ridley's team now. Like what? Like
There's
that.
been some weird reports about Calvin Ridley in practice, but we'll see.
Right. It's just that's what I mean. Like you've been hearing all these conflicting things, and then you have some like pieces on the defense. Like maybe we're all not seeing anything, right? Maybe we
Okay.
just have no idea.
Tough division too.
Tough division, very exciting division, up and coming division. So I don't know. Like that's not the one I would pick on that list that had the better chance.
Okay, shout out to the Cardinals just for getting to 25. And,
Yeah.
I think they've got some uphill climb here to be a good team, but the fact that they're 25, hey,
Helps when you have a quarterback.
we believe in you, Cardinals.